Good morning, groupies. Anyway, I will proceed. It does require a lot of discipline, and a lot of us do not have the discipline to begin an exercise regime that could lengthen your life, make you feel a little healthier, get rid of weight. And so it's been a few days. We've had the treadmill, and it's not a clothes rack. I've actually been using it. Now I'm starting off very light, and if you're in your 60s, blah blah, you haven't been really that athletically active. Start off maybe. This is what I do, and I want to advise you if you have any health conditions. I'm just starting at 2.5 miles per hour, and we're doing 30 minutes straight. Got to be at least 30 minutes. Keep at that pace, and my goal is minimum 2 to 3 times a day. I want to get as much in as I can, actually cardio. So basically, people think, "Oh, a mile, that isn't much." Well, let me tell you, unless you do that every day, I mean, it's different when you're outside because you got the environment. You can look at things. Your mind is not off your walk. It's on something else. When you're on a treadmill, you got to have some visuals. So listen to a YouTube show or play some music or something, but don't look at the panel. Has the time and everything else. Generally, I just finished not so long ago, 1.25 miles, which is 1.25 miles initially. And then later on, I could put more time on it, then one more time during the day. I'm going to keep it to an average of twice a day, though. If I could even do just 2 miles a day, that's a great start. And then you could build up. You could actually, after a while, make your speed on there. You could amp that up a little bit more, and still in tune with that maybe 30 minutes or so that you are putting on there. Okay. Don't go overbound. You just shouldn't go overbound. Then after that, I went to my 20-pound dumbbell weights, and I do 20 on each arm, 20 on each arm on that. And then I have some kind of these little push-up bars, and I can't do much of them. I mean, I did 10 push-ups, which was very out of shape in doing that, man. But again, you have to build up on this shit. Don't overdo it. And I know that very well. Okay, I know that very well. So you get older, you got to be a little more careful. That's just how it works. Anyway, we got 13 aboard here this morning. Let me get my body into a more comfortable position. Thank you very much. I do monitor my heart rate, things like that, while I do exercise. I most certainly do that. I am hydrating while I'm doing it. Actually, I have not even had a breakfast this morning. I might even skip. I'm not sure because, if you go down to only 2 meals a day instead of three, that's how you'll lose a little weight. Now, I do have some belly fat, not like the average YouTuber on here, but I've got, like I said, probably about 2 inches to 2 inches to get off here, about 2 inches. I looked at myself sideways in the mirror the first time in a long time. I said, "Oh, geez, man, come on. Don't let that happen to you. Just don't let that happen to you. You're not going there, Frank. You're not going there." Tell myself. And I said, "Well, on the other hand," I said, but you're also getting older, boy. Sometimes you got to face that reality. You know, your mind still thinks young. Well, a lot of us, maybe not all of us, but it catches up with you, man. Then, you look at yourself in the mirror now and then and say, yeah, I'm not the young man I used to be, man. Let's face the reality. It is what it is. We don't get younger, we get older. Unless something's changed, I don't know about. You have a fountain of youth somewhere. But the truth is, man, you make the best of who you are and what you got. And if you got the tools to make your life better, if you got the inclination to go out and walk or swim, whatever you like to do, or you got a treadmill in your house, that's a great start. You got to start somewhere, okay? If you don't start at all, you're not going to get the benefits of what you're trying to do. Yeah, I think it's boring as hell. I think it's boring as hell to go on a treadmill, okay? God, I found myself listening to Philippines and from, what's his name? Steve. I just threw anything that was on. That didn't help listening to Steve. He's like, what's his name from Cheers, I can't, it was very hard to listen to him. I talk about Philippines, information channel, Steve. Okay. Had him on, talk about the armed services and his grandparents and generational differences and all that stuff. He's kind of hard to palate, but I just threw anything in there. I didn't want to listen to myself on one of my shows, so just quickly, I just threw whatever's in my mind. All right, how about this guy? You got to listen to something or have some kind of a visual. Now, my girlfriend's in the room doing it right now. She's got her Zumba thing on there right now. It's on the visual. She has a small tablet too, just for that. And like I told her, don't overdo it either. She's got some Gatorade with no sugar. And I said, just start off light. And even for a female to maintain their weight. She's gained a little bit of weight. I've gained a little bit of weight. Nothing radical for either one of us for our ages. But what we want to do is try to maintain a good weight. A good weight. Okay, who do we got? I'm sorry, I haven't even been looking. Greetings, Saita. Greetings, George. Hi, Frank. You just get and move is a start. That's a fact. You got to keep your blood moving. And the secret of any older person, if you went to talk to them, they're going to tell you, keep your blood moving, sonny. Keep your blood moving, sonny. It's really amazing that my uncle Tony is like about 98 now. Of course, he's not in great shape. He had stomach cancer. He gets injections in his stomach for that. He's going blind. He has to take oxygen, and not because he smoked. He didn't. It just happens. Your body functions break down. But he's trucking. I mean, he's in there. And when he's ready to let go, he will. He says he doesn't want to live to be 100. His goal was just making it to 97, and that was it. Now he made it. I believe he's 98 now. Wow, huh? Really? His wife, his father, which is my grandfather and my dad's dad, he had lived about, I don't know, somewhere around 97 or something like that. And his wife, maybe about a year or two behind him, 95, 96. That's pretty damn good. But there's a lot of different factors. So, no, we're not turning this into a health show necessarily here. Just talking about my progress of how I'm doing, if I'm actually using that treadmill. Yeah, I'm definitely forcing myself to use it. You see, if you have to think about it, you're going to make an excuse and you're not going to use it. I paid, it's, by the way, it turns out it's not the best model. It's not really measuring out your calories. It's not taking my pulse or anything like that. I expected something different, but nevertheless, it works. And it gives me the time. It gives me the speed. Gives me the distance, so forth. But I was a little disappointed. And it also has another feature where there's a separate motor you put around your waist or back and flubba. It's just, I don't know. I'll use that for my back, maybe to circulate the blood in my lower back. Just another feature. But it's I have to say it's pretty basic. Well, basic to mediocre, but it's not high. It's not high end. Like I sort of kind of thought I was buying something closer to high end, but it's really not. But point being, we got it. It's workable. It's functional. It will definitely benefit. Oh, really? What'd she die of? Yeah, I always remember her for her short hair. She was very what's that word? Androgynous looking. I don't know if he was a man or a woman. Tried to come on with I don't know what the hell she was. To be honest with you, they all float. Remember, they all float. We all float eventually. Okay, let's see. Read the comments. My goal is to remain the best shape I can be. I don't want to live to 90. Peeing my pants and not knowing my right from my left. It's the quality time that matters. Well, not everybody is without their complete functions. I mean, when they're older, shit. It's according to what you do. There was this gymnast lady. She was like 85 plus, whatever. She was on the parallel bars. Of course, she wasn't, like, she was still doing exercises on the parallel bars. Pretty goddamn good. She was still limber. Every muscle in my body is tight as a nut. I could just tell you right off the bat. Tight as a nut. And there's certain structural things. My spine is not the straightest. There's a lot of things that happen as you get older. I mean, join the club. It's a club that we'll all become members of at one point or another, right? Yeah, Anno. You're watching my shows apparently, in reference to you know who. Anno. That's a word a foreigner shouldn't even use. I don't think he even has a clue why he's saying it. I mean, that guy's like an irritant. He's. There are people on here that are irritating to me, but that guy comes off as being an extreme irritant. I mean, so obnoxious and cocky and better than thou type of person that needs to be knocked down a few notches. That's the kind of guy. That's the kind of guy that he is. I mean, whatever. You could use it for different things. It's like an additive ingredient in a sauce. Okay, I mean, he's just like saying it because he's trying to act like a Filipino. He's trying to be accepted, and he doesn't use many words because he doesn't know many. But the guy's an irritant. But I don't want to spend my show talking about this guy. I really don't. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I don't want to make it into a health show, but I don't give a fuck. As long as it's a good, clean, healthy topic, I don't care. I get burned out myself. I've had many listeners tell me, Frank, it's always refreshing when you just get off all that other shit. And I agree with you. Don't give people the credit they're looking for. Don't give people the PR. You know what I mean? Don't give them the publicity, the attention that they're looking for. For example, that channel that copies me, we call it the copycat channel. I no longer go over there even to watch it or any of their affiliations. I no longer even go there. Therefore, it's rendered without function. That's how it works. They can voice their opinion, play my videos on there, but if I'm not watching it, how are they affecting me? So that's kind of my train of thought on that one. Okay, let's start on that. Your eye physician is next, and then I'm done. Philippine Stalker says, she seemed very mad and serious. What are you talking about? Good news, George. Okay. G-O-G. Okay. Oh. I suppose she's not. And if I was in a position, I used to be against her. I really don't have a lot against Dimples. Yeah, I was mad in the past, but it's because she was dating Barry, and I was mad because I used too much energy to try to convince her that she was going to get fucked over one way or the other. And I'm just human, I wish Dimples only the best. Her boyfriend is very generous. Seems like a nice guy. He gave her money to build a house. That's what you call a caring man. And people make fun of that, maybe because, perhaps they don't have the money to do that. But you can't knock her boyfriend for what he's doing. You can't. He just has a kind heart. He's not trying to buy her, anything like that. Everybody assumes that if you're in a relationship, being in a relationship, the only thing that's a little odd is that you got to be in a relationship for a while to do that. But that's his gig. That's okay. I've been in a relationship for many years before I decided to go buy a house for us. And I don't regret it at all. Yeah, Dimples and Happy. Brevis called her a whore in front of her boyfriend. Yeah, Brevis is gonna, he's gonna see his day one day. I'm sure he will. When you behave in this kind of activity, and you're always jumping down on people, and the way he does and his associates, I think their day is coming. I'm pretty sure of it. He's gonna meet his match someday, and he's not gonna like it. You see, people have a memory for that. Then, you go out with the boys to a bar somewhere, and that person that you pissed off, like Mick came by, right? Mick came by. Remember when Mick Fisher came by? Because he didn't like what Ricky said about Big E. He was defending Big E because he considers himself a friend, Mick to Big E. He came by and he made grounds. It's what he did. He stood up to Ricky and said what he had to say. He wasn't ready to fight unless Ricky was going to get, but the guy was... maybe he don't like me. That doesn't matter. Mick doesn't know me. He just goes by what other people talks about. I have nothing against him at all. I have no reason to. And Rick just stood there. Okay. Well, you got to understand, I apologize, and he smoothed it out. Then after Mick, then over there, Brevis is looking like a brave guy trying to flex his spaghetti arms and muscles, and his cleft was just shaking back and forth. And after Mick left, I was locked and loaded. I was locked and loaded. You got to love these guys. Not, a personal question, if I may. How ultimately did you find your mate? Yeah, I think I did find a gem, if I say so myself. No, it initially started on dating in Asia. Here's a funny thing how it worked. It's kind of a funny story. Her best friend, Jasmine, I guess, they were fooling around on there, and it was actually initially Jasmine that I was talking to. Okay, and Jasmine gave out Gilda's number. It's like a friend helping a friend, but it started out as a joke. I started a joke that started the whole world crying. Well, anyway, as it turned out, I got her real number because she was a little bit apprehensive about going on the dating site. So Jasmine, her friend, actually went on there. So it wound up happening. This is long form answer, but it's a good story. So what happened was I had made a trip and I was going to spend a month in the Philippines. So Cebu. I really had nobody lined up at that time except to visit Nika, who was a friend of mine at the time. I could have gone there and help her out and whatever, take her out for a lunch, her and her mom or something, whatever. I could have spent some time doing that, maybe doing some videos, which actually I did. The conditions, the way she was living, and I actually led to the ultimate helping of Nika because there were several people that got involved in there to renovate the place and all that. So I basically started it off, and somebody else actually finished it off. So I actually did they say all these terrible things about Nika. It's such bullshit. I've helped this woman and her family out so much, but it's not the story about her. Let's continue on my story on that since you asked. Yeah, I don't mind saying it was her friend Jasmine that started off on there, and it was her picture though. It was her picture though. So I was down there, and I had made a notation that in my phone book that I had spoken to her, and she seemed interesting, even though it wasn't her at the time. But I did manage to call that number, okay, which was her number, while I was down there, and lo and behold, she did answer. And then I found out the story. It turns out it was Gilda talking to me, of course, and we decided to meet. I said, well, what are we both familiar with? How about Robinson's? How about we meet on the steps of Robinson's? And that's what happened. And I was still trying to text her, waiting for her, and said she could be wearing a white blouse or something. There was a lot of women wearing white shirts. But she kind of snuck up behind me while I was texting her. Just she wanted to play a little game of surprise on me, and she did. I thought it was funny anyway. Yeah, that's how we met, and it was dated in Asia actually. That kind of initiated this whole thing. Actually, that's not the real Fazio. Jerry the fairy. Oh, Jerry can go to hell. It's another troublemaker, and he's good friends with or supports Brevis. Anybody who supports Brevis, I have nothing to do with them at all. I started a joke that started the whole world crying. I tell you, Big Ego would never pass up the chance forward. Fresh victim. You catch my drift. Yeah, I catch your drift, sir. Yeah. Oh, no problem for sharing. Yeah, I'm not really big on the dating sites, but I guess everybody needs a starting point. Here's a good little advice for you guys. I'm not being Jasper, the expert Jasper, 7, 8 months. I'm here 7+ years, whatever. A dating site is good to initiate a friendship with a Filipino if you're going to come out here, even though she's not your choice. But you see, she has friends. And you want to meet somebody out here. Somebody. You want to meet somebody out here to recreate with, learn, meet other people with. And that's a good starting point, even though she may not be your first choice. She could be a friend. There's nothing wrong with having friends because friends, they always have a girlfriend that's looking for a man, or particularly a foreigner. So that's a good way of starting it, actually. Jerry, the fairy, the wife, was a virgin when he met her, apparently. I think he was a virgin, actually. Yeah, he probably was a virgin. I bet she uses extra virgin olive oil. I didn't realize I had 25 people in here. Thank you, folks. I feel good about myself after I do exercise because when you got a lot of downtime, you know, you don't feel as bad. Well, we've been having our series of on and off rain out here. It comes and goes. We had a lot of wind from that storm that was going on elsewhere, of course. But at least the temperature's been reasonable. Can't say the humidity has, but the temperature's been very reasonable. It's been overcast or cloudy here. The Virgin Ferry is his new handle. Well, let's not give him the publicity. Yeah. As I said on my other show, I really think that there are some vloggers on here that are really risking their lives. And I don't think they realize it. See, in other words, they don't take what they're doing really seriously, the aftermath or repercussions of what they do. They just go on and do it until something happens. And they just hope that, or they think that that's going to happen to me. I can take care of myself. I'm not worried about nobody. I'm Superman, or I'm aware of my environment, or nobody's going to come up with me when I'm in a bar. So, that's wishful thinking. I remember it was in Cebu at a restaurant somewhere, and it was actually a Filipino couple, married couple. And I guess they were YouTubers or something. And this was in the news. This was a bunch of years ago, even while I was living out here. And I don't know, this couple said something about somebody else, which is another Filipino person. They got shot in the bar. Well, one of them did. I don't think survived. You got to understand, a lot of times, if somebody says they're going to kick your ass or something, chances are that's not going to happen. But it's the ones that, do the thing silently. Nobody wants to make themselves known and say on here they're going to kick your ass or do harm to you because, then you're a target. People, you'll be traced back to. It's the ones that are quiet, that don't see anything, the ones you got to really watch out about. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if Biggie has tried to recruit Daisy May and Ruby into. Nothing to surprise me with that guy. Pennywise says, Frank, you should meet up with Jasper. Oh, yeah, right. And give him a consultation about life in the Philippines. No, it wouldn't be my endeavor to want to meet Jasper. I'd be curious to see what he looks like. Oh, absolutely. You got to go back to some old videos of his and see if he's actually on camera and screenshot it or something. Or he might have been on camera at some point. I don't know. But that's a guy who's asking for a lot of trouble. He's the new Barry J in the community now. He is a pest. He is a pest. Needs to be knocked down a few notches. There's no doubt about this guy. I know, just don't listen to him. And I generally don't. I go back and forth there. You know what it is? At any point of the day, I could almost turn his computer on and go to his channel and see that he's live or on. I mean, I'm not sure how many shows he does a day, but he got these really weak-minded followers that think he's some kind of god or demigod or something. The guy is a jerk-off, man. The way he talks, he's trying to talk a little gangster talk. He's 46, 48, whatever. Trying to talk the gangster talk and to try to get the younger audience out there who really don't give a fuck about the Philippines, the ones his audience, because, well, they can only vacation here. They're never going to retire here. They're all probably around his age limit or less. So no wonder they're all jerk-offs on there. They all come from a fucking fucked up generation, as he did. If he's in his 40s, he came up from a real fucked up generation. And he's got the millenniums now in there too. So there you go. So he's a pretty messed up dude. And yeah, I predict somebody is going to attack this guy someday. It's my prediction. As well as Brevis and his likes. I think you can only run your mouth over so many times and piss off so many people so many times, and it just catches up to you after a while. I do believe in that. I mean, I honestly do. No, he's a very weird looking. Well, no, Jasper he's talking about. I don't know. I'm not sure I've ever seen any photos of him. He claims he's a big guy, but when they say that means they're not. Yeah. His chat is full of noobs. Yeah. Yep. They don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what attracts people to his channel. I honestly don't know. And you know how I get pissed off at people and I block them on my channel? Oh, he's me on steroids with that. He's so cocky that he feels he's got so many viewers that he could afford to just, nip it in the bud. You don't listen to my philosophy. You sound like Fazio and other people. You don't listen to me, you're off my channel. To that degree. Worst. That's a cocky dude. And I really don't. And what he did was, I think he had a couple of women in the background or something. They weren't girlfriends. He had to try to prove to people that he's interested in women, not men. And they could have been anybody. Well, hey, I'm going to do a YouTube show. You want to, can you get on there and make you talk in the background to make it look like I'm actually had girlfriends? And he was arguing with somebody on there. Yeah, calling them names and everything. Saying, well, I had 2 on already this week. What are you talking about? I ain't got no girlfriends. Well, they're a girl. And if they're not an enemy, they're a friend. So girlfriend, but doesn't mean intimate girlfriend, just because he maybe interviews or has somebody in the background on the camera talking. Okay, yeah. Anyway, that's what that's all about. Okay, I haven't even thought about breakfast yet. What the hell I'm having? And then you feel guilty. You work out, then you want to go eat. You're trying to lose weight, but you did burn. You burned 100 calories. Here's the secret. You guys don't know. You don't burn a lot. In a month's period of time, if you do 30 minutes a day, you can maybe burn up to 150 calories. Oh, excuse me. A 30-minute workout could burn up to 150 calories. Now, if you want to lose weight as far as poundage, I got mixed up here. You could lose a pound or 2 a month. That's it. It's going to have to be accumulative over the months. I know you're in a big rush, but every good thing takes time. And you drink green tea on top of it, that actually works metabolically, but that takes even slower. But do your exercise like that, and then, hey, a pound or 2 a month compared to a pound or 2 gained a month, that's a fair game. I mean, I think so. Sex pet hunter. Jasper is a con man, obviously. 47 years old, 0 assets, starting over to the Philippines. He claims to be a high value man. Yeah, he talked a lot of stories about the high life in fucking Malibu and all that shit. I think the guy's so fucking full of shit. Yeah, like most people are on here anyway. I mean, who's not full of shit? I'm probably one of the only guys that tell the truth, and I don't care about consequences. I mean, what consequences could you have for telling the truth? Except for the fact that they try to turn it around and say you're saying a lie, but only you know better than that. So fuck what people think, Seriously. I mean, fuck what they think. I'm still here, right? That means I don't give a fuck what people think, right? That's why you're here. I'm here because you're there. You're there because I'm here, Da 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 da. Still waiting for my super chat button on here. Can't believe it. Snail mail from where? United States? To send me a goddamn fucking PIN code? They couldn't send it to my fucking email? Are you kidding me? Seriously. Yeah. Which videos you got a link to that? And what does he look like? The one with women? Hey, Muhammad and a mountain. I call you Muhammad and a mountain. Muhammad and a mountain. His address is Manila. It was exposed. Less than 48 hours later, he's on a plane to Cebu. Yeah, when he was exposed at the, what do you call, Gramercy, whatever residence is. Yeah. He's a con man. And we got plenty of them out here, don't we? We got too many of them. That's the problem, right? Too many of them. Come on, folks. Let's get on the drive here. Thumbs up. Jesus Christ. Is it that hard for you to give me a thumbs up on here? Do I have to beg you to put thumbs up? If I have to do that, I'll just sign off. If you're here, you obviously appreciate me in some way or another, okay? So show appreciation. Can't shower me with money. Shower me with a couple of thumbs up here and there. That's all. I don't ask for much. Okay, very good, Pennywise. Appreciate it. We were up to 11, but 20 watching. We're only up to 11, 12. Come on, Tom Sack, get those numbers up. I know. I know. Maybe that'll get me viewers or something. I know. Oh my God, yeah. Hey, can you guys talk a little bit while I attend to something? I don't mind. If you don't mind. You know me. I can't stay in one spot while I'm on if it was my phone, it's a total different story. But just have a good time. I'll be right back. You're good, I know. Oh, really? Oh, God, I'm glad I'm not in Manila then. It's irritating. Okay, I'm back. Probably lost a couple of viewers, but that's okay. Speaking of teeth, Muhammad says, Big is blinding people with his shorts. I'm not sure what you mean. But speaking of teeth, I won't go into that. Now, anyway, the truth is everything in life is discipline. Your show, exercise, whatever you decide to do with your life is going to determine the quality of your life, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Put it this way, if I had to let these people on YouTube bother me to that extent, I wouldn't be alive. I'd have a breakdown. You got to have some thick skin, but like I always said, oops, I got to get into a comfortable position. I'm doing a little straddling again, which is not a great posture for me. And I can see where my posture has been off center a bit, and I'm doing things to try to correct that. There's a lot of things. This is what I call damage control. And sometimes you got to wake up and say, okay, I kind of let myself go with this. I kind of let myself go with that. Even my haircut, or well, I need a haircut, even down to that level. If you don't, I don't know, man. If you don't take pride in how you look, how you feel, or your physicality, I mean, if you let yourself go like people like Barry and Fazio and Big Kevin and people like that, then your destiny don't, your future don't look pretty bright. It really doesn't, folks. You're the subject of Big Kevin's show today. Well, Big Kevin, is he going to be on, or is he on already, or whatever? I don't know. I don't always go to Big Kevin's show, but I've made money for a lot of people on here. They're just trying to find more topic matter because Barry is not doing shows no more. I am, right? So logically, they're going to speak and talk about me, right? Makes sense? There you go. That's always going to happen. It doesn't faze me at all. It used to. I admit there were times that I didn't have as thick a skin as I have now, and I used to let certain things bother me on here, but I'm chill now. I'm just totally chill. I'll say what I have to say on here to somebody. If I'm addressing something to Ricky or anybody, I'll address it. I'll say what's on my mind. I'm not intimidated by these people. I've never, ever been intimidated by not even one fucking vlogger on here or commenter. I've never been intimidated by anybody, what they say. Only I know what's going on in my life. Only I know whether I'm happy or not. And if I'm lying to you, then I'm lying to myself. That makes sense, right? If I'm lying to you about my life, whether I'm happy or not, whether I'm surviving, whether I'm healthy or not, if I lie to you about it, I'm basically lying to myself. Why do that? I'm very, honest with my own self. I'm not afraid to say, hey, I gained 2 inches in my belly. Okay. It's not, many of you look at that and say, well, that's a problem, Frank. Well, it is to me. I mean, 2 inches is 2 inches. Okay, I don't want those 2 inches on my belly because that affects your liver. You get a fatty liver. It's an indication if you got a big belly, you're getting a fatty liver, which is not healthy, okay? And you have any respect for yourself, then you'll try to make some changes in your life. I mean, even small changes. God, I need some. I'm so fucking hydrated, I think, in the morning. And I got to drink a lot more water, too, because, especially when you got allergies. I mean, you really need to, clean the toxins out of your system. Don't worry, we're not going into a health topic here. But nevertheless, I think still it all stems on your happiness emotionally and physically is totally up to you, what you do with your life. I mean, I know why I'm coughing. I just had, believe it or not, to get the protein into me after the exercise. I didn't want to make a breakfast, so I took a big scoop of peanut butter. Peanut butter always sticks to my throat. I should have washed it down with a lot more water. But just to get the protein off the peanut butter for my muscles. They start off slow with everything. You can improve look, if you feel healthier, you're going to look healthier, and your mind is going to be a lot more clear, your thinking process and your outlook on life. But if you let yourself go, like people like Barry and Big Kevin, there's no hope for Big Kevin. I hate to say that. It's good that during time he had lost a tremendous amount of weight, but he's still, unfortunately for him, and for Fazio too, and I can name others, they're far off their goal. And I just the reason this shit happens is because when you become very sedentary, like Big Kevin just rarely ever leaves his aunt's basement, and he allowed himself to get extremely overweight. And it's very difficult, unless you're disciplined, folks, to get that kind of poundage off. We got to give him some credit because he did, through time, lose some weight. But it's unfortunate for him that he's too sedentary to get where he needs to be. Now, with all that weight on Big Kevin, that's why he's having all these knee problems and operations and all kinds of shit going on. It goes with the territory. And if he's not, I think he's diabetic. I'm not sure. I think I know he's on different medicines, high blood pressure, everything. That goes with the territory, man. It does. Fazio, he's not in good shape. I would say Big Kevin's in worse shape than Fazio. Fazio's, playing around with his bacteria on his leg, and that should have been really tackled a long time ago. And God, I should have brought some water in the room with me. I love peanut. So I love peanut butter, but it just really sticks to my throat. It gets lumped in my throat sometimes. It's very sticky. Should put more water in here, but I'm okay. Excuse my occasional cough. It's not from the smoking or anything. I just got that damn peanut butter. I can feel it in my throat. Anyway, enough of that. When you're too sedentary, that's what happens. And some people say, I don't want to live to be 90. Is one viewer here said. Okay, let me see. Sexpert Hunter says Fazio has been on a diet for a year now. Made another program in his weight loss as he did to hotel construction. Yeah. Muhammad and Sabu says, I don't recommend that carnivore diet. No, not completely. You can't go on a complete carnivore diet. No. Pennywise says that Muhammad, the teen does not appear to be half-breed and could be Honeycomb's daughter. Big recruited. But, a lot of things he does is for show and to get controversy. Like when they were out, Ricky and, two girls were putting on a show for everybody, kissing each other, which I thought was disgusting, and then grabbing his own wife's tits. I thought that was low class. How do you people feel about what you saw on there? And be very honest about it. I want to hear from all of you that want to make a comment. Do you really think you're showing you think you're showing really a lot of respect for your wife when you publicly do that kind of shit, even if it's meant just for reaction? Do you really think that that's a really healthy thing to do in your relationship? Do you think it's showing a lack of respect for your partner? It was crass and very low class. Groping a grown married woman. Okay, I'm shocked he would parade it like that. Well, nothing shocks me with him, to be honest with you. But I thought it was low class. This is a guy that tries to preach all these values, even quotes Bible verses. Money in your wallet does not make you a good person. It doesn't make you better than the guy next to you. It's your character. I would never, ever ingest or to get reaction, ever go grab my woman's tits on camera. Nevertheless, to put her on camera, and it's very rare that you ever see that. Very rare. You may hear her in the background, but most of the time she's never on camera with me. I won't do that to her. And then Connie Coe, supposed to be, according to Biggie, was his first girlfriend in the Philippines. Supposedly he was in a relationship with her. Now she's supposedly living in the same place as Biggie and his wife. I don't know. Do the mathematics on that one. Do you think they're having a three-way? What do you think is going on with that? Is his ego that big? Well, his wife seems to be very receptive to making out with another woman. And let me tell you, even if you're doing it in jest, even if you're doing it for fun, even if you're doing it to get a reaction, she still looked like she was enjoying kissing Honeycomb. Okay? So is Biggie's wife, I don't know, does she go both ways? Well, it's kind of something personal between them. Whether it's they're putting it on for show to get reaction, like I'm talking about it right now to get that reaction, it's still pretty low class. I would never do anything to embarrass my girlfriend in that way, not to get a reaction and not for anything. I would never even consider a three-way with another woman. I would never do that. I'd feel a guilt complex, and she would not do anything like that. She would not, and a lot of guys fantasize about this kind of stuff, but it really ruins a relationship. You could meet another woman you might like better than your partner. Your relationship breaks up, or There's jealousy involved. There's all kinds of shit that explodes on you. But people are going to do whatever they do, whether it's for show, to get a reaction, or whatever. But I think she quite enjoyed kissing Honeycomb. That's just my opinion. I think that she enjoyed doing that. I don't think it was just for show. The way she's always holding her and her arms around her, I think she's more in love with Honeycomb than she is with him. And I think he favors Honeycomb more than he favors his own wife, because who is he out with all the time? His wife? Or is he out with Honeycomb? How many shows are devoted? He's out in a restaurant or visiting somewhere with Honeycomb at a hotel. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Muhammad in Cebu says, Honeycomb, reply my comment. She's always kissing Big E. I know. They must like the scissors move. Sexual Hunter says, barf at Pennywise. And Muhammad in Cebu says, I have 2 wives. I would never disrespect them in public. Do you have 2 wives? Muhammad, are you Muslim? Or is this just your name on here? I mean, for real, are you Muslim? Or are you just going under that name to trick people not to say who you are and your picture and everything else? Okay, Sexpet Hunter says, to expose their arrangement in front of his 2 young children is pretty straight. Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. I mean, don't forget, he was, before he married his wife, this is not a show about Big E. It's not what it's all about, but since we're on an interesting topic matter, he was a guy that travels a lot, and part of his job is to travel. I don't doubt it for 1 New York minute. That's a fast minute. That he ain't cavorting with other women no matter where he goes. Question is, does his wife know about this? Okay. He was doing this before they were married, too. Does his wife know about this? Second question, does she care? Is it the wallet that keeps them together? He's providing her a good life, right? Is she one of those Filipinas that's saying, hey, fuck it, man, I'm in for the ride, baby. He's going to take care of me, give me a credit card, travel together, but I don't give a shit what he does. Go make love to another woman. Hey, in fact, send her in here. Let's have a threesome. That's their gig. That's their gig, if that is their gig. Okay, sex to expose their arrangements in front of... Okay. Muhammad says, I'm really Muslim, but my real name is not Muhammad. I kind of figured that much. Why just give your real name? Who the fuck care? I mean, why everybody hiding on here? Why do you have to hide? I don't hide anything on here. Yeah. And by the way, I have nothing against Muslims. I have nothing against any religious function or sanction. I'm not religious myself. I respect everybody's beliefs on here. And unlike these assholes on there, like Barry, you ever see his hate tantrums about Muslims years ago? Oh, he had hate tantrums on Muslims. He thinks all Muslim children should die. They should be killed off. And man, I'm surprised. I am surprised that Muslims that heard this stuff did not go and kill this guy. I'm really shocked. I have to be honest with you. I'm really shocked. He really knocked the Muslim. I have nothing against. I don't think that Muslims are all part of radical groups. That would be an arrogant thing to say. Okay, I'm really Muslim. Yeah, I'm really, and just good Muslim people. Why isn't there good Muslim people? Because there's some Muslims that form these radical groups or whatever. Well, it's not just Muslims. I mean, there's a lot of people forming radical groups and this and that. I mean, there's religious wars. There's territorial wars. There's just racism. There's a lot of things going on having to do with people's ethnicity, their religion. Doesn't mean everybody's like that. Not everybody is like that. And to just put these people into one group and say that they do this and do that, it's like saying that all Jewish people are rich, and that's not true. There are a lot of Jewish people that are rich, but not all Jewish people are rich. Okay? And to say that all Italians have mafia relatives in the family or something, that's not true either. I mean... Okay, you could say that a lot of Europeans have a bigger nose or more prominent nose. Yeah, there's some truth to that. I'm one of them. It is what it is, certain things I can't change, like I can't change my age. You start to realize, I'm going to tell you something. You start to realize who you are, where you've been, and what you've done when you get older. Okay, I'm in my latter part of the 60s, Oh, yeah. I came to a lot of realizations about myself that I don't have time to fuck with people anymore. I don't. I just decided to do what I need to do when I got such an adversary that is defaming my name, my reputation, things like that. or has threatened me. I find that I'm more attentive to that now, and I feel empowered, especially since I got Barry in jail. I know that I could do the same thing to somebody else with the right evidence. So that's why I load myself with evidence, because when I decide I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And I just recently warned somebody, and I think he's taking it quite lightly. I think he's taking it quite until something actually happens. Now I'm not going to make no guarantee on there, okay, that it's going to work. But then again, no guarantee that it's not going to work either. I'm just one of these guys that takes things to a point. You got a boiler room. The boiler's going to blow if it's too much pressure and too much, whatnot. It's going to blow. You got a safety valve on things. That safety valve on your water tank's going to go off if there's too much pressure. I mean, that's me. Lay it on me too thick, hit home with what you have to say with me, and then it becomes very personal. When it becomes very personal to me or to people I love, that's when I take action, like Rafi Tufo. Taking action like Rafi Tufo. Okay, let's see. Muhammad says, okay. Pennywise says, Frank, there appears to be a new member of Big's group. Well, that would be Brevis. And who else? I don't know. You guys really like talking about this gossip shit, don't you? I mean, you really get into this, don't you? Apparently so. I don't know. A lot of this stuff kind of gets old for me, I'm getting old too. And that's why I have less time. I want to spend on a Trolls channel and all that. There's some big events going on. I really don't even go to the... they got knocked off a couple times to the Copycat channel. Yeah. They've taken off many things in the past because of my reporting. You know what you could do for Jasper if you really, really feel, whether it's Jasper or anybody else, the biggest thing you could do for the moment, you could do a long form on their show. And, Jasper's gaining like about 23,000 subscribers. The guy would have a mental breakdown, nervous breakdown, if his channel got knocked off and he had to start from scratch. So there you go. There are tools at your hands, ladies and germs, that you could use right now instead of a long legal process. It's according to what the situation is. But if you feel that Jasper is really not making us look very good as foreigners and giving misinformation to his viewers, and he's a cocky asshole, that guy will fall apart. He'll fall apart if you get his channel striked or something and he has to start from fresh. Just do it, man. That's all you have. You have the tools. Okay. Who do I think runs a Copycat channel? It could be a combination of Frank Peckerwood and Frank Peckerwood and Peckerwood and possibly Roberto. Peckerwood and Roberto. Roberto hates my guts and Peckerwood hates my guts. I mean, truly hate my guts. Where other people tolerate me that may not like me on some reason or another because I speak up against them for their blunders. But deep rooted, it would be Roberto and Peckerwood have some affiliation with that show. Okay, Langer says, Penny, that is April's oldest daughter. Who is? Anyway, let's see, Pennywise. Yeah, Jasper would go crazy if his channel was brought down. Oh yeah, he would go insane. He's not going to last in the Philippines much longer. He'll wind up back in California again at some point, just like Brevis will. Brevis is going to run away from his responsibility. He's got a kid that's ready to be popped out of the oven anytime now. I think she's at that point. I wish for a very healthy child is what I wish for them. I feel a little sorry for his girlfriend because she's not with a real man and she's with a loser and a cheater, and how she got herself into that situation, I really don't know. And the worst has happened. She's pregnant from this loser, and that's gonna create a lot of problems. But don't wish the baby bad. You don't have to like the players. Wish health on anybody's newborn baby coming into this world, a cruel world it is, but wish him well. Never attack somebody's children. Never attack a newborn. That would be low shit. No matter, maybe you don't like Brevis. I don't like him. A lot of people don't like him either. But, you wish his girlfriend a healthy birth. No matter what you think of either one of them. Got to do that. Yeah, well, that's supposedly. Did you hear his explanation to that on, what do you call his show? When he, he was being attacked and it was Geo or somebody was attacking him or something. Saying that, you got 2 babies on the way. He's just gonna run away and you're just run away from your responsibility. His reaction was something like, I don't know, it's like pretty much like shit happens. Whatever happens, happens, you know. He don't care. He don't care. He's just out to get his jollies and drink. You see, you gotta understand something. He's a chronic pothead and he can't have pot out here. Okay, he has to drink as a substitute. So he's doing plenty of that. He's killing his liver, and his dick's gonna go limp at some point. The amazing thing is that he don't smoke cigarettes. I'm just amazed that he doesn't do that as this replacement of marijuana, the idea of smoking, or maybe he vapes. I don't know, but I just think the man is extremely strange. I mean, I'm not just saying it's like rank out. He has a blank stare on his face, man. It's like a psycho face. I don't know if he even realizes that, but everybody else seems to say the same thing that I did. I actually met a very strange person, man. I trust him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw a woolly mammoth elephant. I wouldn't trust that guy for shit. Nevertheless, to be in a relationship with some woman. He's hanging out at all these fucking prostitute bars, you know? And he's got this girlfriend. Why is he with her? Because he gets lonely when he's at home. He wants to have a woman at his side. But he wants his cake and he wants to eat it too. That's what he's doing. He wants his cake and wants to eat it too. Looks like the Joker. Doesn't he? Doesn't he? Doesn't he, Pennywise? Yes. Very good. Very good analogy there. Yeah, or comparison. He doesn't want to be alone. That's why he goes to the bars. That's why he wants to have a woman by his side. He don't love her. He don't love his fucking woman. He doesn't. Fuck that shit. Because he wouldn't do those things. Just like a Big E. Big E. I mean, come on. He claims he loves his woman and all that stuff. I don't know. Just common sense says to me, and common decency says to me that if you really loved and cared for your woman, you wouldn't display her like that on your YouTube channel. Grabbing her tits on camera. That's no respect at all. And then having your wife making out, tongue to tongue, whatever, with your supposedly your ex-girlfriend. I mean, that's just sick and it's low class. And I'm totally sold now on Big E as what he's all about. If I ever in the past had one iota of respect for him or found some kind of a value in this man, I totally lost it. Totally lost it. Hey, Gil, let me ask you a question as a Filipina. Come over here. Don't you think, like, this was like on Big E's show, and he was out in the bar at a karaoke place, a place called Ole, a Mexican restaurant, and they put on, remember this display they put on? Yeah. Do you think do you think a man, come over here where they could hear you, just at least hear you in the background to answer my question. Can you put that down for a second, please? Yeah, why isn't the camera on right now? Okay, can you just come here for a second and you can attend to that? Okay. Do you think a man really respects his woman, and you're speaking as a Filipina and as a woman, do you think a man really respects his woman if he puts her on camera and grabs her tits, or combined, has his woman making out, kissing another woman that was his ex-girlfriend? What do you think about that?
They don't respect for their loved ones, their Filipinas.
So you don't think they have real respect for each other in the institution?
You can kiss your.
You know, and there's a lot of Filipinos that might watch their channels or whatever channel he's on. He's doing it, and it just really disrespect that person who's doing that, and disrespect the Filipino for allowing him to do that on camera. You know, the real Fazio was right, shouting about Big E eating his boogers. Well, whatever, personal thing, eating their boogers, whatever. That's not what it's all about here, but I'm just showing it's just about respect. And Big E knows I'm right. I'm sure he's listening to me, or somebody was going to give him this video. I'm not intimidated by Big E either. I'm not intimidated by anybody. I'll speak my own truth. What I see is truth, in fact, and I'm just saying it. I'm saying it loud. That I think that was a really poor choice for him to do. See, he's trying to look like the big man on campus, okay? I got the fat wallet, I got the ladies around me, I'm living the life of Riley. Well, live your life of Riley. You don't have to throw it in people's faces, but at the same time, being disrespectful to his partner, his wife. That was low class. That was substandard exhibition right there. Yeah. It really was. I have total disrespect for that guy, totally. And her? Well, The fact that she allows it shows that she doesn't respect herself. Of course, this is my opinion. I have a right to an opinion. As you know, Big E, free speech, 3.5, whatever. Well, I'm giving free speech, Big E. I think you are shameful. You are shameful what you do with your wife on camera. I think she's shameful for allowing you to do that on camera, and shameful for her to display her sexual preferences on camera. On camera, you can do whatever you off camera, you do whatever you want. But to go make out with another woman shows that she don't respect you as much as you don't respect her. I'm sure he'll do a show about this. I encourage him to. Actually, it's not showing any respect, not at all. It's disgusting. I'm not a Puritan either, okay? I'm not a Puritan, not even close. But I think if you're going to marry a woman, or be in a relationship with any woman at all, respect her. Don't parade her around like that, you know? And I mean, I just thought it was a disgusting display. And all the characters that were in that show at the time, you know, it was taken down. All the characters that were in that show, yeah, it all makes sense because they're all like that. And I think that Honeycomb's not showing any respect for herself and representing herself as a Filipina to do that on camera. Everybody wants to be on the stage. Everybody wants to be on the platform. I won't go into that. I don't find her attractive at all. I don't find either one of them attractive. I really don't. But that's my preference. That's my preference. That is my taste. Just like I don't find Brevis's girlfriend to be attractive. But that's to my personal taste. And I have a right to what is attractive or not to me. I'm not calling their girlfriends ugly. I'm not doing that. I'm saying that I don't find any one of those three characters to be attractive in my eyes, as what my likes are. If I was looking at a woman on the street and said, okay, this one's good looking, this one, nah, this one, nah, this one's good looking. They'd be one of the ones that say, nah, that's all. We're not chowing down on them. I'm just telling you the truth. To my likes, to my vision, to my choices, I don't find either one of them to be good looking. Okay? Other people may see something in them. I don't see anything in any one of them. Not anyone. I'm happy with what I have. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's my opinion. Beauty is into the beholder's eye. I mean, that's what it is, I don't see many women here that have shows or come on shows I find very attractive. I haven't so far. I don't even find Filipina P that attractive. I don't think she's that attractive. Not to me. I mean, I have my own taste. You have your own taste. It doesn't mean she's not attractive to somebody else. But I don't find those people attractive to me. I don't think there's one female YouTuber or that gets on somebody's show. I've never found one individual to be attractive. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe I'm not looking around enough, but I'm not really looking. I have yet to find one female vlogger or anybody who's come on anybody's show as a guest. I have not found one, not even one in the 7 years I've been on here, 7.5 years. I have not had one that I said, wow, she's a looker, man. That's some hot shit. No, not yet. It said the players involved. Exactly. Oh, says that could be one of the grossest swinger scenes ever created. Then said the players involved. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, man, you can swing. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can swing from a trapeze for all I care. Okay, fall and break your neck too at it. Why don't you do it? What you do in your bedroom and your personal life is your personal business. Just don't put it out on social media. That could work against you. It really can. Relatives see this, friends see this. I mean, it can have a cataclysmic effect, it can have a domino effect. Of course, he took it off, right? He did. Ricky took it off. I thought it was disgusting. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, exactly. Showback. I didn't want to spell. Showback says ego is a sick man to parade his threesome in front of the two small kids. Yeah, I thought so too. That really was like Bomber's level, Barry's level of doing things. It really was. What are you teaching the kids you're going to confuse your children when you do shit like that? You can be a very open person about sexual preferences, but let your kids make that choice on their own by their own experiences, not to display this and influence your kids in any formal way. I don't believe what they're doing is righteous. Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm not surprised at him at all, but a little shocked, a little bit that he would do that just to do a show. All right, they were drinking. That's no excuse. All right. So, yeah. Muhammad and Sabu says, why is Big E so starving for attention? Some people just are. Oh, let me tell you something. A man in his profession that travels, you think he has a lot of friends. Where are they? His friends are only on YouTube. Or the women that he tries to build his harem around. I mean, if he was that busy of a man and had a lot of outside friends outside of YouTube, he wouldn't spend so much time on YouTube and critiquing people. When the only person he should critique is himself. I find him to be a despicable, disgusting, clueless man. I think he's treating women like shit. To him, a woman is just a lower thing on the species, on the scale. You know, they're made to be utilized and manipulated. Take out the wallet, you can get them to dance, do whatever he wants. Take him to a nice hotel, nice dinners, nice drinks. His money, he's a commando. And his money gives him that position he feels. Well, you know what? I've never had to flash money to any woman in my life to get her, including the one I have for all the. I still need some water. All these years, I never had to flash money in front of anyone to get them, and I never will. I never will have to. Okay, that's desperation. See, he's not a good-looking man at all. In fact, he looks like Hardy. You know, Laurel and Hardy. Who's the fat guy? He looks like, with the mustache, he looks like Laurel and Hardy. Stan Laurel. I always got them mixed up with that. Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy. Oliver, I think, was the fat one. He looks like him. And he's a big guy and he stands out. He's got a grandiose presence. And some women are afraid of guys that are that big. They might think that your pecker is too big, you're going to rip him apart, or the weight's going to crush him. That could be a problem. I don't think he has a big dick. Usually big guys like that have teeny little mushrooms. Mushroom, the mushroom man, the mushroom man. Don't you know the mushroom man? Oh, that's going to start some people off. Purposely thrown in there to get reaction. There we go. Yeah, I don't think he's been that successful with women unless he had to buy them somehow. That's my opinion. Again, that's my opinion from demonstration of his own shows, how he talks, how he acts. That is my opinion. My opinion. Okay? That's what I say. If you don't like it, too fucking bad. You can run your fucking mouths, right? That's okay. That's okay. When somebody else expresses their opinion, oh, did you hear what he said? Well, first of all, I never name names on here at all, as far as whose women, what their names are, and people saying, oh, you're knocking Biggie's woman and this and that. Well, you know what? I'm only saying what I saw on camera, okay? I'm not on camera doing it. I didn't mention no names. As far as his, you know, his position with these women, as far as that goes, I could talk about it. I could even use their names because of the fact that they were on camera. I can do that, and I have the right to do that. If they're going to put themselves on camera and do this kind of shit, I could use their names. It's either they did it or they didn't do it, right? But I care. I don't really give a rat's ass about either one of these people. Let them carry on the way they're going to do. It's not healthy for his relationship, you know. And there's bound to be problems down the line with something regarding this stuff, I think a lot of people have lost anybody that had even one iota of respect for that guy or who he's cavorting with uh, is losing respect for him, if they had any at all. That's what I have to say about that. Okay, there you go. Go copy what I said. I don't give a rat's fucking ass. I told you I speak my mind on here. I think you're a creep. I'm going to call you a creep. Okay? Rickshaw out, another loser.